Hey, mamas, welcome to another episode of Confessions of a Small Biz Mama. My name's Kristen Ingram. I am a small business owner. I am a CPA. I'm a bookkeeper. I'm a mom. And I am the founder of Bookkeeper Training School. And today I want to talk to you about spring cleaning for your business. Now, I'm not talking about cleaning off your desks. I'm talking about how to create more margin in your business to make sure that you're spending time on the tasks that are most important to growing and sustaining your business. Okay, so did you know that there is something called the 80-20 rule? It's also called the Pareto principle. What that principle says is that 20% of our actions generate 80% of our revenue. So think about this. So think about all the things that you are currently doing in your business to try to get new clients, to try to get your client work done. Just think about like all the things, all the administrative things. It's funny, I was talking to a client today, and I said, administrative work doesn't make you any money. And so we have to put systems in place to minimize the amount of administrative work that we're doing. But I think what happens is, in times of stress, we kind of like lean into, let's lean into inbox zero, right? Let's lean into getting all my paperwork done. Let's make sure that, my desk is organized. And I get like sometimes you need to do that in order to be able to move on to the next thing, right? Sometimes you kind of need that clarity. Like it's really funny because I'm looking at my desk right now and kind of like I can feel like I'm not a big paper person, but during tax season I acquire a lot of paper, and the paper is like coming in. It's kind of like closing in on me. And so I almost feel like, the scene in the labyrinth with like all the stuff. It's not that bad, but that's kind of what I was thinking about when that was happening. So what I kind of want you to think about this week is I want you to think about what are those actions that you are taking in your business that do generate the revenue in your business. When I talk to my new bookkeepers, and they say, well, I don't know what to spend my time on. What should I be doing? Okay, so I don't think you should be spending any more than like 15% of your time on administrative tasks. So administrative tasks are the tasks in your business. It's like the paperwork, right? It's not marketing. It's not sales. It's not doing client work. It's paying bills. It's, keeping your QuickBooks up to date, which if you're not a bookkeeper, you shouldn't be doing anyways. Go to bookkeeperhireform.com, and hire yourself a bookkeeper. Get that off your plate. They're all those little things, it's going through your inbox. It's going through the mail, all of those things. Those are all administrative tasks. Filing paperwork, which is why I get everything electronic, so we don't have to do that. Okay, but so I want you to think about all those things. Those are administrative tasks. I think a lot of people sometimes they lump marketing into administrative. Okay, but marketing is something that actually makes you money, right? If you do marketing well, you're going to get more clients, you're going to get more business, and you're going to make more money. Okay, so that's not part of administrative. Administrative does not make you money. Okay, so what you should be spending your time on, 85% of your time should be marketing and client work, okay? Or fulfilling sales. So like with Bookkeeper Training School, I'm not doing client work, but I'm answering I'm answering our students' questions. I am going live, right? I'm developing new curriculum. And so those kinds of things all go into, basically serving my client, right? Delivering my product. Okay, if you want to think of it that way. And so 85% of my time should be marketing and delivering my product, right? Whatever that looks like for your business. So if you're a bookkeeper and you're just starting out and you don't have any clients yet, what's going to happen? Okay, and this really works for any service provider. You're going to figure out, okay, this is how much time I have to work on my business every single week. Okay, I'm going to take 15% of that time and I'm going to carve that out, and that's my admin time. That's my going through, sorting through my email. That might be, reading articles, that might be education, whatever it is, 15% of your time goes into that. Then the other 85% of your time, if it's marketing and client work, then that 85% for you is marketing. Okay. And I know some of you are like, oh, I hate marketing. Oh, I hate marketing. Okay. So remember that marketing and sales are things like, writing up promotions, figuring out, okay, who's in your chamber of commerce? Who in your chamber of commerce is your ideal client? Or who do you know online that is your ideal client? Connecting with people on LinkedIn. Following up with people on LinkedIn, spending some time in Facebook groups, looking for people who are looking for bookkeepers, right? Just kind of getting yourself known online, scheduling some posts to go live on your page, so doing a little bit of research on what's going on in bookkeeping, what's going on in the business world in general, right? Right now, there's another round of PPP loans that are available. They've kind of opened up this window just for small businesses to apply. And so, you could post an article on your page about that, talking about how important it is to have your books up to date. I can't tell you how many people missed out on, are missing out on the second round of PPP because they don't know what their numbers are. So they kind of sort of think that their sales are down, but they don't have numbers to prove that their sales are down. And so, like, if you're in that position, hire a bookkeeper, bookkeeperhireform.com. Okay. We'll also have it in the show notes for this episode. But it's just, it's funny because I think a lot of people, they kind of get frozen when it comes to the marketing piece. I think the other thing that happens is, like, you throw 85,000 things out there and you just keep doing it because you don't know what's working. And so I think that it's really important to try to figure out how people found you. Okay. And if you're directing the conversations, I think it's a lot easier to do this. So if somebody connects with you through LinkedIn and you found out your last 5 clients came from you connecting with people on LinkedIn and sending them messages, then spend more time on LinkedIn, right? Maybe, if you've got to choose right between Facebook and LinkedIn, if all your customers are coming from LinkedIn, then spend more time on LinkedIn. Whereas, it's just the opposite. If all of your customers are coming because you're interacting on Facebook, then stay on Facebook and try to figure out, okay, where did you find this person? Oh, they're in this particular group. Hey, wait, I got 3 clients, from networking in this Facebook group. I'm going to keep networking in this Facebook group, right? And the other thing, and it's just the opposite too, is like, if you're spending a lot of time somewhere on Facebook and you're not getting any bites and you're not making any traction and you're not getting any clients, then maybe cut that one out. Okay. And spend some time somewhere else. But it's really important to identify where, that 20%, okay, where those folks are coming from. Like, I will tell you that right now, the majority of the new work that I'm getting, the majority of the leads that I'm getting, they're literally out of 2 Facebook groups, okay, that I'm in. And that's it. And that's because I'm known in those groups, right? I've been in them for a long time. The people who own the groups know me. A lot of the, kind of like the members who have been around for a long time, they know me. And so that's where the vast majority of my work comes from. Okay. And so I spend time in there, right? When I've got time to network, that's where I'm going. Um, for bookkeeper training school, a lot of our sales come from me going live and they come from this podcast, and so when I have to sit down and go, okay, I don't have a lot of time this week, right? Because it's the tax deadline. Okay, so what am I going to make sure that I get done this week? I'm going to make sure that my podcast gets recorded, and I'm going to make sure that I go live twice a week on our page. Okay, and those are the things that I can do, right, to make sure that I'm keeping our name out there. And so, sometimes now, what do you do if you're like brick and mortar or your client's brick and mortar and they don't know what those 20% of actions are? That's when, that's when working with somebody like a web designer or a marketer can be helpful, because they can generate, and we do this with Bookkeeper Training School, they can generate links for you that you can give out. So like, let's say that you're placing ads in 4 or 5 different places. You can set up a special subdomain. So instead of giving, so like, for example, for my firm, my email address is Marginful Business. Okay. That's the name of my firm. My domain is marginfulbusiness.com. If you go there, you're going to get my scheduling link. And so that's what I'm using for my website right now. Now, what I could do is I could have Jeff set up like marginfulbusiness.com/go. Okay. marginfulbusiness.com/spring, whatever I wanted to use. And then those I could track, right? And they're all going to the same page. But what that does is that tells me, hey, look, 15 people came through this link, right? 20 people came from this link. No people went to that link, right? So that last one, I'm probably not going to do again because I didn't get any traction, right? Nobody saw that ad. Nobody clicked on that link and went to our website. Okay. So you can use special tracking links. You can use additional domains to do that as well. So if you wanted to have like multiple .coms, right, and direct those, you can direct them all to the same website, but it just allows you to kind of see where, which traffic sources are working for you. Like I said, we do that with Bookkeeper Training School. And so, the more you can figure out what you're doing in your business that's working, right, so that you could do more of that, that's super critical. And I know for a lot of you, you just don't have a good handle on what you're doing in your business at all. And so if that's you, what I'd recommend is that you start tracking. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just write down like, hey, what did I do today? Right? What did I do this week? And so take a week to track how you're spending your time in your business. There's a free tool called Toggl, TOGGL.com. Or you can just write down what you did that day and then figure out, okay, what's working, what's not working. You might find out that you're spending all your time on admin, right? And you're not really doing any marketing. Or the maybe the marketing that you're doing isn't working for you. And so maybe you need to try something else. Okay. But try that for a week and just see what that does for your business. The other thing I'd like you to think about this week as you're kind of doing that is what tasks are lingering on your list, and how can you get them off? And one thing that I really love for this is to schedule a power hour. And we have an entire bonus in Bookkeeper Training School about my power hour. But essentially what it is you're going to block off an hour of time and you're going to have a list of all those things that you really, you've got those tasks that they just keep getting carried over and carried over and carried over, and you keep rewriting them on the list because you never do them. The power hour is when you do those. Okay. And you can schedule those once a week. You can schedule those, as needed. But they're just a great way to just get things off your list. And if you need help kind of focusing on what's most important in your business and getting those things done, I'll tell you, I'm really excited because in a couple weeks I have a date scheduled. This is my focus planner, my full focus planner. It's from Michael Hyatt and Company. We'll drop a link in the show notes and in the description of the show so that you can check that out. I'll tell you, it's a quarterly planner. It really helps me focus in on what's important in my business, what I need to get done every quarter, every month, every week. And I absolutely love it. And so I'd love to have you check that out. We'll put our affiliate link in the show notes. Okay. So, again, just to kind of recap, remember that 20% of the things that you do are going to generate 80% of your revenue. So it's critically important to figure out what that 20% is for you, right? And then figure out how we can get rid of the rest. I'd love to have you spend a week just not even tweaking, okay? But just a week saying, okay, I'm going to figure out what it is in my business. How many hours am I really working in my business? And what I'm doing in that time. You can use Toggle or you can just write it down. Figure out what's working, what's not working. And if it's not working, stop doing it. And then finally, what tasks are lingering on your list? Consider scheduling a power hour to knock those out. Because I'm telling you, when you can get those things off your plate, it just makes life so much better. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you found something helpful. Listen, can you do me a favor as you're listening to this? Just get a screenshot, okay, of the podcast screen and share it out on social and tag me, okay? Because I'd love to see that you're listening. And it helps grow the show. Okay. So, and trust me, we can see it in the numbers. We are just blown away with you guys sharing the show, you guys commenting on what we're doing. Thank you so much. Because it helps people find us. So thanks again. And I will talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great one. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Small Biz Mama with Kristen Ingram. If you'd like to learn how to create more margin in your life, please visit us at smallbizmama.com. That's smallbizmama.com.